You know, a lot of people ask me these days, Vicar, what is the church's attitude to fellatio? And I tend to reply by telling them a little story about the first time I was asked that question. It was a couple of years ago now. And a young, attractive member of my congregation came up to me after church and asked me just that question. Vicar, what is the church's attitude to fellatio? And I replied, well, you know, I'd like to tell you, but unfortunately, I don't know what fellatio is. And so she showed me. And ever since, whenever anyone has asked me the question, Vicar, what is the church's attitude to fellatio? I always reply, well, you know, I'd like to tell you. But unfortunately, I don't know what fellatio is.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So I've got some records, I've got some comics, and yeah, let's just go in and have a look. I had to get myself a new box, first of all. So I got myself a new box. I went into the shop and I've been waiting for these boxes to come in for like over a year, literally. And she was like, oh, they're $3.99 I think. I was like, sweet, they're usually like $6.99. So I was like, I'll have one of these please, because I've got one of the ones upstairs. I think it's the first box I ever had. This is all wrecked and this is all like squinty, so it makes everything sit weird. So I'm going to swap it over and maybe just keep the insert bit and put some Batmans in it or something. Anyway, she bloody caught up with me as I was leaving and said, oh, I've undercharged you for it. I was like, fuck's sake. I really should have said, well, tough shit, I've already paid for it kind of thing, but to save an argument in the shop over £3, I just paid. So that's that. I picked this up out of like an Oxfam. They're like a charity, which I mean I totally agree with, and I don't mind giving charities money, but sometimes charity shops ask too much for things. I know that maybe sounds a bit harsh because, like I say, they're just trying to raise money for charity, but yeah, it's like you got donated this stuff for free. Stop taking the piss. So anyway, I got this book, London's Dark, by James Robinson, who did Starman, Golden Age, Airboy more recently. Yeah, really happy to get hold of this. I've been looking for this for a while. The art in it looks really nice. I must say, I've never heard of Paul Johnson before. No, I don't think I have. But it's black and white, kind of reminds me of something that would have run in Warrior back in the day. So, I think they're firemen who obviously clean up after the Blitz in the Second World War. So that's what that one's all about. I picked up a book, the cover's actually up there, what's it called? Time Quake? Kurt Vonnegut. It's Kurt Vonnegut's last book. I think Kurt Vonnegut would maybe be my favourite author if I actually had more of his books. I've only got 3. Slaughterhouse-Five is one of my favourite books of all time. I don't know if there was ever a movie made. I think there's maybe a play made. I don't know how they would have done that. But Kurt Vonnegut is fantastic. There you go, look. This is kind of like an autobiography, but kind of not at the same time. It's really weird. It's difficult to explain what that book is. But I was reading that on the bus. I tried filming on the bus, and honestly, it was kicking off. There was this young couple, must have been younger than me, and they had 4 kids. And they would just scream, it's like, I want some juice. And the dad was just like sitting at the bus stop smoking a fag, didn't give a shit. They had like stickers to go in a sticker book. They were getting stuck all over the place. Nobody cared. And I just did not envy them at all. The dad looked broken. He looked like he'd had enough. What we're going to go for next? I got my copy of White Album. It's stereo. It's in stereo. I think it's an early stereo printing. I'm not 100% sure. The PCS or whatever it is 7067, which is first printing, I think, for stereo. But I thought the first printing of stereo. See, this opens at the sides here. I thought it was top loaded. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It's got damage here. This is actually this. It's obviously been wet at one point. I think if I dampened that with a cloth, I could at least get that off. So at least this whole side would be white, and then I don't know about sticking that back down there, but maybe. But probably Tipp-Ex would sort that out. But it's got, apart from that, it's got all the inserts, all the gang. The gang are there on this side, and it's got the poster, huge poster, but I kind of like it because the poster's got tape marks on it. The portraits do as well, so this is, whoever's had this, it's been up on his wall. But I think it was last week I was saying that I wanted a early one, and I got this for less than the new one, so I'm happy with that. I mean, if you can buy an early printing of something for cheaper than buying it brand new, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, the record plays perfectly, there's nothing wrong with it. I know some people just like new stuff, but I'd much rather have an old one from the 60s. So I got this for, I think it came to £22 with shipping. So yeah, sweet. I couldn't believe my luck. Went into the record shop yesterday. Unfortunately, like, the whole marketplace is closed on a Sunday, so his shop's obviously in this market. He can't get to it on a Sunday. But I got Quadrophenia. This is first printing Quadrophenia. Pretty good condition. It's got a sticker burn there. This was £18, double album. It's got the book. The book is really sketchy. It's got, I don't know if you can see on the side there, it's got a really thick book in the inside, but it's barely hanging on to the inside of the case, so I've just got to hold it. But yeah, sweet. Somebody as well could let me know, because I was speaking to a friend who's got one, and he doesn't have this little wee insert thing. If somebody could let me know if that's an insert from there or if it's earlier, but like, I think this might have, like, the guy's just had this and he's stuck it in, you see what I mean? Because Roger Daltrey's hair is proper, like it looks like it's even bleached, like it would have been when when the Who were first on the scene. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there. There's Roger Daltrey in the wing mirror, and he's got a big curly mop. So if anybody knows anything about that, if not, who cares? But yeah, Quadrophenia, amazing. Also got, this was £2. It was a bit scaffy. You can see it's a bit scaffy. David Bowie and Pat Metheny group. This Is Not America. It's a 12-inch single. Some Bowie I didn't have, so I thought I'd buy it. So that's awesome. Couple of comics here. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I've got heaps of stuff I wanted to do this week. Oh well, first of all, Eleanor and the Egret. If anybody's not got this and is interested in something a little bit different, go and pick it up. Sam Keith art. John Layman it is who writes it. It's fantastic. I really don't want to say anything about it. It's actually quite a short book. I think it's probably under 20 pages. It's got like a preview of some other book in there as well. But really interesting, really cool new comic. I found Buffy Season 11, number 1. I wouldn't have bought any other Buffy unless it was this one. I stopped reading it at the end of Season 9. I bought Season 10, Issue 1, and was just like, no, I've given up. But there you go, there's season 11, number 1. I think this is maybe November that this came out, so it's been sat on the shelf for a while. But I found that. What else? I couldn't not. I don't agree with it at all, but I had to have a copy of X-Men Gold. You know, oh, there's some weird, like, there's some Marvel, kind of massive Marvel insert in the middle. But I don't agree with the guy at all, obviously, and the anti-Semitism in the artwork. It's that panel in particular. And but the collector in me said, you have to have a copy of that, man. I'm assuming the guy's been fired and number 2 is going to be redrawn by somebody else, I don't know. But I had to have a copy. I saw it. They had about 4 of them there. This Catwoman Election Night, I don't really know much about it. I assumed it was a one-shot. I don't know. I just wanted to read something on the bus on the way home, so I got this. And plus, Catwoman cover. Always cool. I think that looks... I don't know who that is. I thought it maybe looked like Paquette, Yannick Paquette, but it's not. It's some other guy. I'm not going to bother looking for it here. But anyway, yeah, that's all that. And I've got some kind of side project that I'm going to look up, going to try out here. So let's go see what that is. Okay, sweet. We're down by the record player, obviously, there. And I've got a copy of this. This is In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see. But this is a pink border, it's called. Pink circle, whatever. This is a first English-British pressing by Island. The one you really, really want is solid pink with a white, just a white eye, Island eye on it. And that one's worth serious money, but this one's, I think, okay as well. But you can't really tell. The vinyl looks relatively clean, but it plays with this horrible scratching, like screeching noise, high-pitched. I'll try and play as little as possible without us getting muted here. But you can actually hear it already. There. So when it comes into the song, it's going to blast my ears off, it plays solidly, that noise. So basically that is shit and it sounds horrible. And it's that whole first track plays like that and it renders it unplayable. So I'd seen online some folk using wood glue and they like cover the thing in glue and then like wait for it to peel off or whatever. I couldn't find any wood glue, but I got craft glue, craft PVA, which is I think similar, maybe not as strong, so I'm worrying that it's not going to work as well. But I'm not going to slap it straight onto there because I don't know if it's going to work at all. So I've got this Shadows record here, which is also a nice record, but you can see in the light there's all sorts of shit. It's minging, it's disgusting. It looks like it's been wet and it's like dried with all the muck out of like rainwater, like you know when your car gets all manky like that. It looks like that's happened on this. So I'm going to clar it in glue and we'll wait for it to dry and then peel it off. So we'll just see what the... Yeah, you can hear heaps of scratches. So we'll just go with that, but let's clar this thing in glue and see what happens. Okay, here we go. I couldn't find a way to set this nicely without, you know, with the stand. So anyway, let's just go for it. I'm just going to sit the needle off. I'll maybe do this. There we go. Right. Let's have a look and see what happens. I'm kind of a bit worried actually. Oh. Oops. Right. There's the glue. So I'm going to squidge it in with this. I should have maybe run this at 35. That would have been nice. 45, sorry. That noise is super annoying. Do you think it needs to be thicker than that? What do you reckon? I'm going to put more on, I think. I'll stop it here and put more on. Right, that looks like more like something now. So I'll stop it. Yeah, so we'll wait for that to dry. I think it's actually starting to dry already. Oh, I got a little bit on the plate down there, look. Anyway, that'll wipe off. So the plan is now that this dries and then it all peels off in one go and the thing's bonny underneath. All the shite from the grooves is in the glue. That's the plan. Let's see what happens.
If you have a small child and live near a motorway, don't let him sit out on it. Putting small children in the fast lane of a motorway is dangerous. Don't do it. That was a blindingly obvious public information announcement.
Okay guys, how's it going? This glue thing is the whole reason this video is a day late. Who knew it would take so long? It's dry. It took overnight. I did this at about 3 o'clock yesterday, Sunday afternoon. It's now about 11:15 on Sunday morning. So I started doing this and I thought, you know what, this is going to work. So I went ahead and did the King Crimson as well. I just did track 1. So let's have a look. I started peeling this one because it was a bit of a nightmare. Get it off. I didn't want to use a blade or anything, obviously. So here we go. Oh, I was gonna say, you actually saw as the glue was drying, there was like brown patches appearing in the glue where it was all manky. You can't really see. Oh, it's right there. See it there? Minging. Okay. I mean, let's listen to it. It looks a lot cleaner anyway. There's no crackles at all. Okay, sweet. I'm actually really chuffed with that. I didn't think it was going to work at all. Right, let's try this one. It's really tough to get started on it. There we go. It's actually really satisfying. Cool little necklace for people. Alright, if this has worked, I'm going to be so chuffed. There's a little bit of glue left on side 2 there. Oh, this will be on 45, won't it? Nah. Okay. So it cleans them, but it doesn't get rid of that. It's still crackly, this one as well. Let's just skip it in a little bit. That's horrendous. The answer is no. Alright guys, sorry the video was late this week and it was all a waste of time in the end, although that Shadows one did get cleaned, so I mean it maybe wasn't a complete waste. That King Crimson's just for the bin, I think. I hope everybody had a nice Easter. What else is happening? Oh, I'm going to have a video coming out this week for the Frog Queen. 10 modern comic books. So that'll be it. I'll probably film that today and then it'll come up in a few days. So anyway, everybody have a awesome week, I guess. And we'll see you for the next one. Cheers.